Hello everyone, welcome back to Electronic Sessions with Tinkercad. So till now we discussed how LED and resistors are working and how to use a push button and what is the functioning of a piezoelectric buzzer and how to operate a photoresistor and the use of photoresistor and how to connect the components in series and parallel manner. Finally, we worked with motors, vibrating motor and DC motor. Today in this session we are going to work with a special type LED, and the special type of LED is called RGB LED. Okay, RGB stands for red, green and blue. This is our normal LED which is having two pins. So I am taking three LEDs, okay, to show different colors. Anyway, we are not going to work with these LEDs now, but I am using these to show different colors, red, green and blue. Okay, so here if we want to represent if we want three different colors, we have to use three different LEDs, three LEDs. Okay, so but in case of RGB LED, no need to use two or three LEDs. Okay, single LED which glows in three colors, red, green, blue. So that's why it is having four pins. One is for negative and other three are for different colors like red, green, blue. Okay, red, blue and green. Okay, so a LED which is having four pins and glows in three colors. Okay, so before going to work this, I need power supply, so that's why I'm going to take a Kine battery which is of 3 volts. Okay, but coming to the properties of LED needs 1.5 to 1.8 volts only. Maximum is 1.8, minimum is 1.5 volts, but this Kine battery is providing 3 volts, right? So this 3 volt is double to 1.5, double to required voltage. So the extra voltage may cause damage of this LED. It may cause damage to this LED. The extra voltage may cause damage. Okay, so to restrict the extra voltage, to avoid the extra voltage, what we need? We need a resistor, because a resistor always opposes the flow of electrons. Okay, always opposes the flow of electrons or opposes the electricity. So that's why we have to use a resistor here to limit the current flow. Okay, first before going to use that, we have to check whether this LED is getting damaged or not. Okay, practically we will see that. So I just connected the positive with the red color pin and the negative to the cathode, negative of the battery to the cathode of this RGB LED. Now it is providing 3 volts, the battery is providing 3 volts and this needs only 1.5. okay, so we have to check whether the extra voltage is damaging the LED or not. Okay, when I started simulation, it is getting damaged, so it indicates the extra voltage. Because of the extra voltage only it is damaged. Okay, so I'm going to stop the simulation. So with this we are very clear that the extra voltage is damaging this LED. So to avoid that extra voltage, I am going to use here a resistor, but how much value we have to take? Okay, I am going to take 180 ohms, that is sufficient. Okay, so here I am connecting this positive of this battery with the resistor, and the resistor's another terminal is connected with this red pin of RGB LED. Okay, so I am going to start the simulation again. So when I started the simulation, the LED is glowing. Okay, just observe the output. I am going to start the simulation again. The LED is glowing in red color perfectly, right? So if we want to use the same LED in if I want to glow this LED in blue color now, so I have to remove this. Okay, blue color. This pin is for blue color. Okay, so now I'm going to start the simulation. Now we connected this positive with a blue color pin, and the negative is always to cathode. Okay, so this LED should glow in blue color because we connected with the blue pin. Okay, started the simulation. Perfect, we are getting blue color. Okay, so I am going to stop the simulation. If we want green color, what we have to do? We have to connect it with green color one. Okay, so I am going to start the simulation. Yes, perfectly it is glowing in green color, right? But here with this circuit we have a little drawback. Okay, the drawback is that we are always removing the connection and we are again connecting that to another pin, right? This is not good actually. Okay, I feel it's not good. So without breaking any connection, without removing any connection, we have to glow the LED in different colors. Okay, at different times. Okay, for that I am going to use first of all I am removing the connection. Okay, I am keeping it here, so little bit here I am rearranging this. Okay, perfect. Otherwise we can drag this also like this. This one is fixed, right? This negative one is always fixed. We cannot change this. Okay, because this is negative, should be connected with the cathode of RGB LED. Okay, so now I am going to take 3 pins. Okay, sorry, I am going to take 3 push buttons. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so arrange it in a correct order equally. So here already we discussed about the usage and properties, how it works, how to use. All this we discussed for push button. So what I am doing is I am just connecting it with push buttons one terminal, that is 2A. Okay, and this one I just want to use for red color. Suppose red switch. Okay, this means this is a push switch which is used for red color. Okay, and so we have already we discussed that we have to use diagonal pins only. Okay, so I am going to use this 1B, and now I am connecting this with red because we are named it as red. You can take it for blue also, there is no problem. And from here and from here I am going to take one more connection to this push button. Okay, and I am going to connect this with green. This one is red, this one is for green. Okay, green switch. Okay, now we have one more push button, so I am connecting that push button also. Okay, this is for blue. Okay, right. Okay, so we have to change the name, right? Okay, this one is for blue. This is a switch for blue. Okay, when I start the simulation, the LED is not glowing in any color because the push button is there, which is working as a insulator now, because there is no connection directly between terminal 1B and 2A. Okay, this is 2A. Now we connected all the terminals of this LED with different components like push buttons, okay, and the negative with the coin battery. Now I'm going to start the simulation. Okay, so after starting the simulation, the LED is not glowing in any color. Okay, because the switches are not turned on. Okay, I already discussed that terminal 2A and 1B, 1A and 2B, okay, these are not interconnected directly. When we press this button, then only the connection will be established between these two diagonal pins. Okay, so that's why the electricity is not flowing through these pins now. Okay, this is like it's breaking a circuit. Okay, it's like a breaking a circuit. Okay, when I press this button, this is for red, right? Okay, when I press, this is for red switch, right? When I press this button, this LED should glow in red color. Okay, when I press this button, the LED should glow in green switch, sorry, green color. So that's why we named it as green switch. Okay, sorry, excuse me, sorry. And this is for blue, right? So now I'm going to press red. So just observe the output. Okay, when I click and hold this push button, then only the electricity is flowing from this battery cell through this resistor and through this push button and up to this red pin. Okay, then only it is glowing in red color. Okay, so when I press this, green color. When I press this, blue color. With this circuit, there is means with this circuit we can directly access three colors. Okay, with in three different time intervals without breaking a circuit. Automatically the push button is used for breaking or making a circuit, so that's why we are directly connected that. Okay, so when we want a red color, we have to press this, we have to click this. If you want blue color, this one, green color, this one. Okay, so this is how to use RGB LED and how the RGB LED works. Okay, thank you.